arithmetic progression. So 1 upon a, 1 upon h1, 1 upon h2 up to 1 upon hn and 1 upon b. This will form a arithmetic progression. So the value of 1 upon h1 will be equal to 1 by a plus d. The value of 1 by h2 is equal to 1 by a plus 2d. Similarly, so on, the value of 1 upon hn will be equal to 1 by a plus n into d, and the value of 1 by b is equal to 1 upon a plus n minus 1 to d, where n is equal to n plus 2, because the total number of terms are n plus 2. This will become n plus 2 minus 1, that is equal to n plus 1 into d. We get the value of d is equal to 1 by b minus 1 by a upon n plus 1. We have the value of d, we have the value of n, so we can solve any equation. The value of 1 by h1 will be equal to 1 upon a plus d. D is equal to 1 by b minus 1 by a upon n plus 1. So we know all the harmonic means inserted between the terms a and b, h1, h2, h3 up to hn. We have to find the relation between the arithmetic mean, geometric mean and the harmonic mean. Given the two numbers a and b, which are real, positive and unequal numbers, and a, g and h are the single arithmetic, geometric and the harmonic mean between them. This implies that the value of a is equal to a plus b by 2. The value of g is equal to under root of ab, and h is equal to 2ab upon a plus b. Now if we consider the equation, g square will be equal to ab, and if we take the product of the arithmetic mean into harmonic mean, that is a into h, that is a plus b by 2 into 2ab upon a plus b. A plus b and a plus b will cancel, 2 and 2 will cancel, it is ab. This implies that g square is equal to a into h. It means a, g and h, these three terms are in the geometric progression. Because g square is equal to a into h, that means g upon a is equal to h upon g. So we know that arithmetic mean, geometric mean and the harmonic mean between two given terms a and b are in geometric progression. Now we have to prove that arithmetic mean, geometric mean and the harmonic mean have a certain relationship, that arithmetic mean is always greater than equal to geometric mean and geometric mean is always greater than equal to harmonic mean. Suppose there are two given terms a and b, these are real, positive, okay, right? Then the arithmetic mean between them is a plus b by 2. The geometric mean will be equal to under root of ab, and the harmonic mean is equal to 2ab upon a plus b. If we consider the equation am minus gm, that is equal to a plus b by 2 minus times root ab. We can simplify it, a plus b minus 2 times root ab upon 2. So we can write the value of am minus gm is equal to root a minus root b whole square upon 2. Since root a minus root b whole square is a perfect square, its value will always be greater than 0. Its value will always be greater than 0. So we know that arithmetic mean is greater than geometric mean. Also we know that the arithmetic mean, geometric mean and the harmonic mean forms a GP, geometric progression. That means gm upon am is equal to hm upon gm. And we know that the arithmetic mean is greater than gm, so gm upon am is less than 1. So we can write this as less than 1. hm is less than gm. So we have got the equation that arithmetic mean is greater than geometric mean and geometric mean is greater than harmonic mean. The equality holds true. When will this term will be equal to 0? This term will be equal to 0 when a is equal to b. So equality when a is equal to b. That means when the terms are equal. When both the terms are equal, then the equality will be there and all of them will be equal to 0. In that case, so we can generalize it, arithmetic mean is greater than equal to geometric mean is greater than equal to harmonic mean. Equality holds true when all the terms are equal. Equality holds true when all the terms are equal. Consider the set of all rectangles with the fixed perimeter P. Show that among all such rectangles, the square whose side equals the P by 4 has the maximum area. We have to prove that the side having the length is equal to P by 4 has the maximum area. So a rectangle has one length and one breadth that we need, and the opposite sides are equal. So the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to 2 times L plus B, right? Length plus breadth, 2 into L plus B. So we can find the value of breadth. Breadth is equal to P by 2 minus L. The breadth is equal to P by 2 minus L. There are two values actually, two variables, L and B, the length and the breadth. If we apply the condition that arithmetic mean is greater than equal to geometric mean for L and B, the arithmetic mean will be equal to L plus B by 2, that is equal to greater than L into B, where value of B is equal to P by 2 minus L. So L plus P by 2 minus L upon 2 is greater than equal to under root of L into P by 2 minus L. What will be the area of rectangle? The area of rectangle is equal to length into breadth, that is equal to L into P by 2 minus L. L into P by 2 minus L. If we square this side, that will be equal to P square upon 16 is greater than equal to L into P by 2 minus L. The maximum value of the area, we can write this term as area. The maximum value of area is equal to P square upon 16. This will occur, the equality will hold true when both the terms are equal, when all the terms are equal. That means L by 2, P by 2 minus L is equal to L. Length L is equal to P by 4. Let's take one more example. For n positive real numbers a1, a2, a3 up to an, we have to prove that a1 plus a2 plus a3 up to an into 1 by a1 plus 1 by a2 up to 1 by an is greater than equal to n square. Now let's consider the equation. Arithmetic mean is greater than equal to geometric mean is greater than equal to harmonic mean. If we consider the first and third term, we can say that the arithmetic mean is greater than equal to harmonic mean, and the arithmetic mean of the terms a1, a2, a3 up to an will be equal to a1 plus a2 plus a3 up to an upon n. The harmonic mean will be equal to n upon 1 by a1 plus 1 upon a2 plus 1 upon a3 up to 1 upon an. This we can find, suppose a1, a2, a3, n, right? We have to find the harmonic mean between them. If we take the reverse, then that will be in the AP, and from that we can get this value. So if we apply this condition that arithmetic mean is greater than equal to harmonic mean, this means that a1 plus a2 up to an upon n, arithmetic mean, is greater than equal to harmonic mean, that is n upon 1 by a1 plus 1 upon a2 plus 1 upon a3 up to 1 upon an. If we cross multiply, we'll get the equation a1 plus a2 up to an into 1 by a1 plus 1 by a2 up to 1 upon an, that will be greater than equal to n square. So this constraint, arithmetic mean is greater than equal to geometric mean is greater than equal to harmonic mean, is a very important constraint, and we can use it to solve many of the inequalities and to prove them. Arithmetic mean is greater than equal to geometric mean is greater than equal to harmonic mean. The equality holds true when all the terms are equal. We will be looking at the topic theory of quadratic equations, part 1. We will be studying this topic in two parts. First the basic and then the major part of the theory of quadratic equations. A second degree polynomial equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is termed as the quadratic equation. Since this equation is of degree 2, it must have two roots. So a quadratic equation has two roots. Since it is a function of x, we can write this as f of x is equal to x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c are the real numbers and a is not equal to 0. If a is equal to 0, then the equation becomes linear and will have only one root. A quadratic equation must have two roots, that is alpha and beta. Now we have to find the roots of a quadratic equation. Given the equation x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, we have to find the values of x for which this equation holds true. If we take a common, then we have x square plus b by a x plus c upon a is equal to 0. We can write this equation as, making it a perfect square, x plus b upon 2a whole square. If we open it, we'll get the term of x square plus 2b by 2a into x, that is b by a into x, plus b square upon 4a square. So we have to minus that term. B square upon 4a square is equal to 0. So we'll be getting x plus b upon 2a whole square plus 4ac minus b square upon 4a square is equal to 0. So if we expand the term, we have x plus b upon 2a whole square is equal to b square minus 4ac upon 4a square. If we take the root on both the sides, we will get x plus b upon 2a is equal to plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. The value of x is equal to minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So if we have the two roots alpha and beta, the value of alpha will be equal to minus b plus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, and the other root beta would be equal to minus b minus times under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Let's take an example. We have to find the roots of a quadratic equation 3x square minus 4x minus 2 is equal to 0. Given the quadratic equation is 3x square minus 4x minus 2 is equal to 0. Since it is a quadratic equation, we can compare with our original quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Both are similar, so by comparing we can get the value of a, b and c. A is equal to 3, b is equal to minus 4 and c is equal to minus 2. And we know that this equation has two solutions, alpha and beta. The value of alpha is equal to minus b plus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, and the value of beta is equal to minus b minus times under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So the value of alpha would be equal to, the roots of this equation will be